is insanity. Ow. This is what anxiety is. And I got pink ones. The butt like just kind of disappears. Look. Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to bring this to the hospital actually. At my 37-week appointment, talk about induction.
It's quite nice out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's way warmer. Ow. Puppy.
Oh. Fall over?
Yeah.
You okay?
I did fall.
Oh man. You okay?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hung for a little time. I fell straight onto my butt.
Okay. You just let me know when you're ready to go up.
I think it's okay.
Okay. I'll get your stuff.
Yeah.
Alright. Count of 3.
I don't have a good footing.
Okay, yeah, let's do this. And put this foot right in front here. And then I'm gonna take this. Okay. And we're going up.
Oh my gosh.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, here.
It scared me.
Move to the back of the car? I bet. Come here. Come this way?
I had too many things in my hand.
Yeah. Alright. Anchor yourself to the car.
Wait, my coffee.
I'll get your coffee.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
These are for your hands and your camera.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
I'm a mess.
You're okay. You got that?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna shut you in, okay?
Okay.
You did so good. You're just out here trying your best.
I was literally gonna come on here and be like, guys, I'm beat up this week. I have bruises on my legs from the gym. I sliced my finger washing a knife in the sink. And I was gonna like come on and be like, my klutz level is over 9,000. Like I am a mess and I can't function. And like, I'm just so klutzy. I'm dropping things, I'm tripping, I'm hitting myself on things. And literally, I'm pretty sure I just got that fall on camera. First person, like point of view of just dropping.
Get into the car and Mac hasn't gotten in yet. I was like, oh, she's just waiting for me to open her door because she has no hands. I look and she's nowhere to be seen.
Just on the ground.
And I like lean over and I just see Mac's face and she's going,
Bob, help me.
Bob.
I'm pretty sure when I hit the ground, I just went, ow. Luckily it was grass. My butt's fine, everything's fine. It was a little jarring to fall with a bump like that. I'm not gonna lie. If our evolution didn't account for protecting baby on like a little fall like that, we don't deserve to be here. Happy 36 weeks, you guys.
Your evolution. Bub, you've been preparing to protect Bubba from a fall like that at the gym all year.
That's true.
Building that juice.
Building my juice. No, literally the juice has gone, you guys. The butt like just kind of disappears. I can't tell if it's like an illusion because like your front gets so pushed out so it looks like your butt is no longer curvy like at all, or if it really does just like disappear and get real flat.
It's an illusion. Can confirm it's still there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh my gosh.
Let's do this.
Okay, hi friends. Today is our 37 week appointment.
37 and 1 day.
I'm 37 in 1 day. Today we have another ultrasound and appointment, and originally I had the ultrasound at like 1:45 and then an appointment with my doctor, like my actual doctor, afterwards. But they called me yesterday because my doctor got pulled into surgery for today, and so they were wondering if it was okay to meet with like one of her nurses, which I've met with like several before, so I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine, like after the ultrasound. But then I got a call literally like an hour ago that was wondering if we can come in before the ultrasound to see my actual doctor, so like appointment first and then ultrasound, so that we can like see her. And I wouldn't think anything of it, and it might be totally fine. Like she might just want to see me herself at this stage in pregnancy in general, because I haven't seen her I think for a couple appointments now. But part of me is like, why does she want to see me? Like what does she want to talk about? Like what is she, like my anxiety is like, is everything fine? Like why does she need to see me?
Meanwhile, forgot that your preference was to see her.
I know. I always want to see her.
She's trying to make sure you get your preference.
I always do want to see her. And maybe in general it's just good to see her because we are 37 weeks pregnant right now. So like, I am curious if she's gonna bring up just like birth possibilities. Because I know at the beginning, we were on the same page about like the goal is going into labor, going into the hospital, you know, like on my own type of thing. And so far baby has looked good. Everything looks great. So I'm just curious if anything has changed in her medical opinion about that. Just hearing her out and maybe coming up with like a hybrid approach to our preferences and hers. But that's just literally me getting ahead of like the what ifs of what she could be bringing up today. So that like don't exist yet at all. This is what anxiety is. Like it's literally coming up with plans A, B, C, and D for a situation that has not even occurred. So yeah,
for situation Z. What situation Z? It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. It's not in our current reality. And I'm still like thinking about all these things. So my appointment's at 12:30, like with the doctor. And it should be over by 1 o'clock and Jack has a meeting at 1 o'clock. But just in case, he's gonna stay in the car for the appointment and then he'll come in for the ultrasound. So I might come back out here actually, bub.
Okay, what time is the ultrasound at?
1:45. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave with half my sandwich. You can have it if you want.
No.
And I'll see you guys after. Okay friends, I realized that I didn't close out with what my doctor and I talked about because I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it, but let's talk about it. First of all, holy moly, you guys. I love wearing things that I wore pre-pregnancy to see how they fit now. This is insanity. Don't get me wrong, they're not as comfortable now at all. Speaking of comfortable, I'm not comfortable sitting like in any position at all at this point. So how can I get comfortable? Maybe the nursery is the best bet in that chair. The lighting is a little bit wonky being backlit, but this will have to do. Some days I'm like, I want her to be in my belly forever. I just want to keep her safe. And this honestly has been such an amazing experience that it makes me sad that it's coming to an end soon. But then other days I'm like, oh my gosh, like this would be really nice to have a little bit of my body back or a lot of bit of my body back. So one of the things that I had to learn how to navigate when I was sharing our full infertility journey from diagnosis, IUIs, IVF, and everything that all of that entails was learning about the level at which I was comfortable sharing, because that was so rewarding, getting to resonate with people and connect with people who were going through the same things. But then also learning and coming to the realization that what I put out there is what I am inevitably allowing people to comment on. And at first when I was sharing everything, it really felt like it was just for people to relate to and support us, and it was all super, super positive. But as more and more people started finding the videos, it became clear that not everybody could keep their opinions of my choices and my body to themselves. But it is what it is. And so one of the things that I could do for myself to keep my own peace and still share the parts of the journey that we wanted to share was to share some things after the fact that they happened. Because if somebody wants to throw their opinion out about something that has already happened, well, it already happened. So what are you gonna do? The other thing that I started asking myself, besides if I wanted to share something, because honestly, there are just things that I want to share, but it was also if it would be helpful for anybody. And if the answer was yes, then I definitely felt an urge to share those things. So with that said, this kind of goes into all of those categories. It turns out that at my 37-week appointment, the reason why my doctor wanted to move things so that she could see me was indeed to talk about induction as it relates to specifically IVF pregnancies. And so if you guys don't know, it's very common for doctors to either recommend or talk through the option of induction specifically for IVF pregnancies due to a few different statistics that make just us extra special. As if it already didn't take extra special things to get here, they just keep going. At this point, I'm not going to share whether Jack or I are opting for an induction or opting out of an induction, but the conversation that my doctor and I had surrounding this was so incredibly helpful to me me. So I wanted to pass on the key points of the conversation because honestly it was just fascinating, and there are things that I did not know that came out of that conversation. But please keep in mind, this is my doctor and this is what she had to share. Please always, always, always check and have conversations with your own providers because they know your medical history and you best. So as soon as I got back into the car with Jack, I just word vomited into my notes app. So I just wanted to go through the key points of things that we talked about. So at 39 weeks, a lot of doctors will talk about IVF induction or induction due to IVF due to a slightly higher risk in stillbirth. Now that we have enough data, which is data we didn't really have before, but what they found is that the statistical difference between IVF pregnancies and non-IVF pregnancies is extremely slim. So for non-IVF pregnancies, it's about 1 in 500 for stillbirth. And with IVF pregnancies, it's 1 in 400, which is not considered statistically significant. If you like reading into statistics or if you like reading studies and things like that, it's not considered statistically significant of a difference. There's also a new-ish study that we talked about that looked at induction versus non-induction. So women that went into labor naturally, in first-time moms specifically, as it relates to ending in a C-section. They found the vaginal birth rate to be 17% higher in those that were induced versus not induced, aka went into labor naturally. And I think that is super interesting because I think the overall impression of induction and the overall impression that I also had of induction is that you think of being induced leading to the stalling of labor later on in labor, which could lead to an inevitable C-section. So I thought that study was very interesting. And then Jack and I also referenced a few other studies. We really like studies, by the way. Jack and I both majored in behavioral neuroscience, and so when I talk about statistics and like I geek out about it, that's why. It's just stuff that we like to do. But when we referenced a few others on our own, we found the same exact thing. There's actually a higher percentage chance of a vaginal delivery versus ending in a C-section for induction. So my doctor and I were able to talk through those things. I was able to ask my questions about these studies, etc. And it was just a very, very collaborative approach. And she made sure to let me know that that's how she wanted to approach this conversation, which I was just so grateful for. Because for me, being an informed patient helps my medical anxiety so much. And feeling like somebody is forcing a decision on me versus coming to a decision together is like my biggest fear. So I really enjoyed this conversation. Overall, personally, my doctor has been really pleased with my health during the pregnancy and my baby's health during the pregnancy. And so for me specifically, she could not recommend either way. She just needed to present the option and present the data associated so that I myself and Jack can come to the ultimate conclusion together for what we ultimately just want out of birth. She made a point that some IVF families would get to this point and just want the absolute highest statistical rate of success and safety because of how much we've gone through to get here. But then she also mentioned that other couples on the flip side get to this point and just want some sense of normalcy, some sense of non-medical intervention when it came to their pregnancy journey and their birth because of how much medical intervention it already took to get here. And so if the woman is healthy, if the baby is healthy, and there's not a huge reason to push one way or the other, I can totally see both of those mentalities when it comes to this decision. So like I said, at this point, I'm not going to go into the decisions that Jack and I had or the conversations that we had personally, but I did want to share the key points of the conversation I had with my doctor because I found it very helpful and very interesting. And I would also just ask for people's respect in the comments to not try to sway us in any way. I know it sounds silly to have to say that, but trust me, people be wildin' out online. So thank you in advance for respecting that that's where we're at right now. I was almost gonna sign off just now, but I have really cute updated pictures to show you guys. 1 second. Okay, she's definitely smushed in these pictures, but oh my gosh. Okay, the tech turned on the 4D thing again. Look. Oh my gosh. She looks like a clay baby, but she's the most adorable clay baby I've ever seen. Here's a little front view. Look at that little nose. Oh my Lanta. And then I think this is the clearest photo that I've ever had of her little face. Look at those lips. Oh my gosh. All right, one of the last things that I wanted to share in this vlog is a Amazon order that I made, and I was waiting to see how baby was doing the last few appointments before making this order, because it's mostly a postpartum order, because some women know that they are definitely going in for a C-section, some women have no idea and then it ends up in a C-section or it doesn't. And what I will share is we are not in the camp of knowing that we need a C-section for any reason at this moment. And so I didn't want to wait any longer on this postpartum sort of kit, because I will be happy to have these things already on hand when we get home from the hospital. And some of these things I am probably even bringing to the hospital, just because I heard from the nurses there, as well as a lot of people that I watch, that they prefer the postpartum underwear that they purchased or the pads that they purchased online versus what the hospital had, you know, that type of thing. So let me show you. So in this order, I got the upside down Perry bottle. I think I'm going to bring this to the hospital, actually. I think that is definitely a thing. I'm putting that aside. We have Tux cooling pads. We have alcohol-free unscented witch hazel. A couple cans of Dermaplast. This has nothing to do with postpartum, actually, but something to note. I'm glad I was reminded of this. For bottle brushes, I ended up going with a silicone one. I think I included it in one of the haul videos that I did. And it was cute, it was pink, it was by Haka. I was really excited about it, but I did mention in that video, I was curious if it was going to suds up just like the spongy type of bottle brushes that I originally had on my order list. Since this one was silicone, I was like, I don't know if I'll feel like I'm getting a sudsy clean with it. I used that thing twice. As soon as I started using that thing the other day on bottles when I was sterilizing them and like testing out my baby resin and stuff, oh, I was so frustrated with it. It's no longer in this house. No, it is not gonna work. So if you like the silicone brushes, that is totally fine. They are not for me. And so I immediately added just regular bottle brushes with the little spongy heads on them to my Amazon cart that already had this postpartum stuff. And I got pink ones. I'm so excited. I'm gonna take the silicone bottle option. No, I might keep it. You know, no. People might really like it, so I'll keep that on my storefront just in case, but I'm definitely gonna add these ones on there. They've got that sponginess to them, and then they also have a end that gets in the little bottle nipple as well. And they have suction cups to like suction to the counter or suction wherever if that's something you want to do. And then I was honestly on the fence about these, but I've just seen so many people rave, and I wanted a pack on hand to just see for myself whether I would like these or not. So I grabbed them. All of this stuff, including these, I used my completion discount. I'm pretty sure everything I was able to use a completion discount for. Maybe like one or two things didn't have it, but Amazon recognized that these are things that women will often add to their registry, so got like 15% off of the vast majority of it. Other postpartum things that I'm pretty sure I've shown before, but they kind of count in this category. I have these nursing pads in here, and then I picked up a pack of these always discreet underwear that everybody talks about. So I have a few of them for the hospital bag for me to have and try. And then in the same realm of things, I ordered the Freedom Mom boy short briefs because people raved about these as well. So I just got one pack of each to have on hand, and we'll see which ones I like better. And if I need more, I can always just pick up the ones that I ended up liking more. So I think I packed 3 of these and 3 of those for the hospital. And I think I'm going to wash this tonight with my Haka to put it in the hospital bag.